For the first time in 39 days, we get to hear Scottsdale Mom, the Arizona Coyotes, snap the 14-game losing streak and defeat the Ottawa Senators. Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
Craig bringing the vibes.
He's love
been
it.
like, who does the technology and the special effects here? That was amazing.
Wow. If you're listening on audio, you just missed out on a site.
Check out the YouTube clip on that. Craig Morgan bringing some positive vibes.
There we go. Thanks so much for tuning into the PHNX Coyotes postgame show. And shout out to OG's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including their two newest gummies, the OG's Naturals and the Big OGs, and find out where you can purchase. Everybody here, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey, Craig, Danielle. The Coyotes have won a game. It feels like I can't even remember the last time.
January 22nd, to be exact.
39 days ago.
Well,
Unbelievable, but it's over.
It's over. I will say this, Craig.
Yes.
It was not a Picasso, but it got the job done. That was, I mean, any way this team can get a win, they will take it. Did you see the smiles on the bench? The weight has been lifted. The world has been saved. And the Coyotes get a win.
I liked Craig's tweets. Our long local nightmare is over.
Somebody should tell the cab drivers. I know you guys talked about it last night.
Jeffrey Sanders sent me a text right after, as the players were coming off the ice in Ottawa tonight. He said the smiles on the guys' faces were the biggest smiles I've ever seen in any game I've ever covered. Imagine that. This is a massive weight off the shoulders of the Coyotes. Happy for him.
And it's funny because there were moments again, Craig, we sat here, they were ahead 3-0 and you go, oh, I'm not sure yet. And then 3-3 and you go, oh, they're going to get blown out. So good. Honestly, it is so encouraging that they were able to find a way to battle back after the game got tied again and just find a way to win.
Yeah. Seriously. And just saying, going off of the thing about the smiles, like, you know, we can say what we want. And I think jokingly we're saying, oh, like at this point, just set the record and it's Ottawa. So this game actually has some meaning in the standings, the reverse standings, but at this point, like, you just don't want to see. They did not win a game in the month of February at all. Like the calendar turned. The Coyotes, first of all, Coyotes are undefeated in March. Not a big deal. March 1st. But they did not win a game in the month of February. January 22nd, their last win. 39 days. That's a long time to be miserable like that. Nobody deserves that. The players don't. The staff don't. The coaching staff, the staff around the team. You know, we've been talking about how miserable it can get. And I'm just happy that finally broke, because you can't lose all the remaining games this season. Like I mean, you can, but you shouldn't, and it's miserable. So I'm just really happy that they finally got a win.
Yeah, we were starting to wonder about that, actually, if they were actually capable of losing all of their games. Speaking of long streaks, this is Karel Vejmelka's first win since late December. He hadn't won a game in 2024.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Props to Karel Vejmelka, who I thought was the player of the game tonight. He had so many big saves in this game. He was terrific. Good for him getting off the schneid. And, you know, I think if we had thought about, we probably would have thought, oh, it's going to be Connor Ingram that breaks the streak for them in goal. Good for Karel to get some confidence back.
And again, it goes back to, I don't think it matters how or who or what. They just needed the win. And right, for Karel Vejmelka to get it, just personally, for the team, they just needed to win. For Karel Vejmelka, having not won a game in 2024 and it's March,
yeah.
Oh boy, like that again. The weight lifted from his shoulders. Again, he made some of those saves post to post, ridiculous athleticism. His height came into play where he's able to throw those leg pads around. He played well, and we always said this: if they're going to get out of this, they're going to need a goalie to play well. We just all thought it was going to be Connor Ingram. So great job by Karel. Unfortunately, with Craig is at home, his vote didn't matter for player of the game.
But it
was close.
We'll give Veggie his flowers.
His name was in the discussion.
It was, but
there were lots of names in the hat today.
Karel Vejmelka, and we said it even last night on the show because we knew Veggie would get the start today since Ingram got it last night. But if they were gonna, and I said this on PHNX bets earlier today too, like if they were gonna win this game, Karel Vejmelka had to have a game, and he did so. He made 34 saves on 37 shots, ended the night with a .919 save percentage. And like you said, Craig, he made some huge stops, some crucial stops, including that big one in the third period as well. He still had his quintessential Veggie moments where you're like, where are you going? Look the other way. The puck's over there. But in the end, he did what he needed to do, and he was the backstop for this team. And I'm actually kind of glad that it was him, because not only is this a confidence boost for the team, but a confidence boost for him. And if they can, I think at this point we've all accepted the tank, but if they can at least have some dignity throughout these final 22 games, that's what it's all about for me at this point.
Yep.
So there you go. But let's take a look at the numbers in this one, presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. I'm actually curious about these. Shots on goal. Ottawa ended up on top 37-31. Yotes were 2 for 4 on the power play. Senators were 1 for 3. Faceoffs pretty equal, and shot attempts 68 for Ottawa, 62 for the Coyotes. Obviously, the power plays played a big factor, and it was really funny in the first period. It's like all of a sudden the Coyotes are up. They get a double minor, so that they're on a 4-minute power play. Then Ottawa takes another penalty. It's 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. And I was sitting there thinking, I am not used to being on like this side of it. Normally it's all against the Coyotes. Yeah. And it was just such a weird feeling. But on the flip side, Coyotes capitalized on that opportunity.
And more importantly, we talked about Karel Vejmelka getting off the shine. I thought that was really important. Nick Schmaltz is getting hot. And he has to do it now because in the absence of Clayton Keller, and hopefully Keller can make it back in the game against Washington. I know Craig will give us more if he knows more, but Nick Schmaltz getting that goal, I think, was incredibly important for him. I think his confidence has grown over the last few games on this road trip. But talk about it. What a setup play again by Matias Maccelli. The pass he makes as soon as the defender moves his stick out of the passing lane, he's able to deliver the puck to Schmaltz. And again, a very nice goal. This team goes 2 for 4 on the power play without Clayton Keller, who has led the way all season long on the power play. So I think that was important. Yeah, and again, they gave up 1 shorthanded, but what were they, 1 for 3? They only were shorthanded 3 times. And I know for the Coyotes that's a pretty good number. So we're happy that they won the power play battle. They won the special team battle, which helped them get over the hump and get the win.
And they got off to a good start. They got off to a good start.
It was an outstanding start, Craig. Like good. Like really 3-0.
Yeah. And even though you give up the lead, I mean, we talk about this all the time. It's tough to chase in this league. And yeah, Ottawa got it back tied, but it's a big battle, right? When you're down 3-0, it's definitely a better situation than being down 3-0 for the Coyotes in that first period. It was just nice to see them get some confidence early. Yeah, Ottawa rallied a little bit, but they found a way in that third period.
And it's funny because the guy that got them on the board first is a guy that, again, we talked about another guy that needed a confidence boost, and that's Michael Carcone. And he's a guy that's been off the score sheet for 11 games now. He was hot early in the season. He needed a goal, and I think he needed that confidence builder, a guy in and out of the lineup. And he made a really nice play on that goal where he actually enters the zone, makes a really good play, and follows up on the rebound. It's good to see him get some positive vibes too. It's so important for these guys that have really been struggling, and there's been so many guys that have had their weight on their shoulders. And seeing Michael Carcone get on the score sheet, I think was really important.
One of the things that Tyson and Maddie mentioned during the game, their secondary scoring had gone away, and Michael Carcone was one of those guys that was supplying it so much early in the season. This is just his second goal in his past 26 games. Those are the kinds of things that you need if you're going to you're going to snap out of this, obviously, but to sustain any kind of success, you have to have that secondary scoring, and they hadn't had it for a while. So, like you said, good to see Carcone get off the schneid.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to give a shout out to CWP, who I see is here in the chat, because CWP always comes through with those stats that I know are going to take a lot of work, and he just has them ready to go, because we're not used to seeing the Coyotes go up in the first period, right? Like, we've been betting goal in the first 10. We've been doing wagers. What minute is the other team going to score? So the Coyotes go up 1-0. I thought, wow, it feels like it's been a while. The Coyotes have not been up 1-0 since February 12th versus Philadelphia. Okay. Wow. That was a while ago. Then the Coyotes go up 2-0. I thought, it's really been a while. The Coyotes have not been up 2-0 since January 20th against Nashville. And then up 3-0. I thought, there's no way.
No way.
Charles came ready with this one. The Coyotes have not been up 3-0 since January 13th in Minnesota.
Wow. Oh, that's right, when they had the big win.
That was a big win. So,
wow, it's good. Good. Delilah's saying hi. She's still, is it still past her bed? It's almost midnight.
Hello. It's approaching midnight.
It's approaching midnight.
Hello, Delilah. Also, Totri said it was always Yotes Moneyline. Yes, it was. Totri. As soon as we saw the amazing graphic that our All-City Graphics team put together for the winless streak record, I said it's a lock that the Coyotes are going to win this one. Let's take a look at a couple of super chats that have come through. I don't want to miss those. First of all, Roaring Fork said, through the streak, they've been bad in the first and third and good in the second. Completely opposite today, and oddly enough, they got an opposite result. You know, I think the key here is being good two of the three periods and not just one of the three. And then Chris sent us a super chat. Coyotes in March, a match made in heaven. Cue the heater. Hey, remember a couple years ago when they went on that heater in March and won like way too many games and we got stressed out?
Yes. We're there.
March might be the Coyotes month.
Did you know, I saw something in the chat, and I'm sorry I missed it, who said it about Michael Carcone. So I had to actually look this stat up. But that was his, how many did he get tonight? His 16th?
Yeah, his 16th.
And Schmaltz got 17th. He is fourth on the team in goals. One behind Schmaltz.
Which is crazy because he's barely scored in this
and
half of the
season. And he's played the fewest games of the guys in the top 10. And he has the least ice time of those guys that are all above him. It's amazing. Good for Michael Carcone. I like to see good things happen to good people. You got Carconed.
You did get Carconed. Another super chat just came through. This one from Lucas. For the boys snapping the streak and for you guys having to be the therapist for all us fans throughout the losing streak. LFG Yotes.
I couldn't agree more.
Thank you, Lucas. This feels good for us,
this
too.
Is so much better. Like, I just like.
I didn't know what else to say on another losing.
We were saying it when
show.
It was tied 3-3. We're like, what are we gonna say? I don't want to do it again. Like, you get turn over the puck. They can't. Like, it's you could just see even the coaches' faces. Like, did you see Andre Tourigny on the bench?
He was smiling, like grinning on the bench.
Yeah, there were hugs, and I'm so happy for them. And now they get to travel. They're gonna have a day off in Washington tomorrow. Just good for them. And now, because they found a way to win, winning's contagious. And it makes winning another one that much easier. I'm not saying they're going to win in Washington. I'm just saying that now they've got this weight off their shoulders. I think they can start to believe in themselves again, get that confidence back again, start worrying about the nervousness that Andre had been talking so much about, and maybe get a few more wins here together. I don't expect this to be a big winning streak, and boy, they're going to turn the tides and look out playoffs. But I think now you can look at them to finally have the ability to overcome some of these deficits and some of these negative feelings and some of these bad plays that now that they've got there once, I think they can do it again.
Two questions. First, do you go back to Vejmelka now, even though it's an 11 a.m. start for us in DC? Do you go back to Vejmelka now that he's won a game?
I don't know, because
That's
according
tough.
to Tyson Nash, they said they had a day off tomorrow. That whether that's true or not, I don't know. Maybe he meant a day off with no game. But if they don't skate tomorrow, that's an 11 a.m. I'd be really surprised if they went with Ingram if they didn't skate. If they skate, I would say, gosh, Craig, what do you do? I'm not even predicting goalies at this point. I don't know. I think you go with the hot hand. I think you go back with Karel.
Here's my second question. When you look at the roster, and when we've been down this road before this season, why is Ottawa so bad? Why do you think Ottawa's so bad? There's a lot of talent on that roster. Are they soft? Are they too young? What's going on there?
I don't know, Craig, because it's funny you mentioned that during there were many points during the game today where I go, oh, he's a good player, and then he'd make a pass and I go, oh my goodness, he's a good player, and he's a good player. They have some really good young talent there, but then you go, okay, you need that veteran leadership. Well, Claude Giroux is as veteran of a leader as you could possibly get in the National Hockey League. Yeah, I don't know if it's their young defensive core. I don't know if their goaltending hasn't been there, but there's something missing in Ottawa. And you're right. With that roster, they should be better. They just should be. That's a high-skilled team. I'm surprised, and we all thought, and not just us, but the hockey world had thought this is finally the year they start to compete for a playoff position. That team's not there.
That wasn't me, actually.
That wasn't you.
I was throwing shade at them at the preseason. So
yeah, you were. That's fair.
Yeah, you've always been an Ottawa hater.
You said they weren't there yet.
I just don't believe that they're. Yeah, I don't believe in that team. I can't figure it out, but they're definitely missing something. And again, like it's like, oh, they've been playing better, right? They're over 500 every year. They fall out of the playoffs, and then now we're going to play well when there's no pressure on. But like we'll hear it again from Canadian media next year. This is the year that Ottawa takes a step forward. Okay, right? Yeah. I don't believe it.
And I don't know. You've got Tkachuk's going to get 30 goals again this year. Batherson's over 20. Claude Giroux is going to get 20. They got a lot of 20-goal scorers. I wonder about, and I know this is an easy excuse, but they went through the coaching change and they passed the baton to Jacques Martin, who, man, I'm concerned when they made that move that I don't know if that was, I don't know if that was the right move. Jacques Martin's been an assistant coach for a very, very, very long time. He hasn't been head coach in the league for almost 20 years. Like I thought, I was very surprised they went with him as their guy. Usually when you do that, Craig, don't you come up with a guy that's maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit new ideas? I'm surprised. I don't think he'll be their permanent coach in the summertime. I think they'll go a different direction. But I do think they need somebody to help lead them out of this horrific spot that they're in.
Yeah.
I do want to say, though, like when the Coyotes played Montreal on Tuesday and we were watching that and thinking, okay, like this is not a great team, Montreal, but the Coyotes still found a way to lose.
Right.
So, maybe it's not a jumping up for joy achievement to beat a team like Ottawa coming into tonight. Ottawa and Arizona were only 2 points apart in the standings. But this time the Coyotes found a way to win. And you feel like as this 14-game losing streak has gone on, this last week on the road, there's been more glimpses. I've felt like it was only a matter of time. So to get that opportunity, and it's so funny because Ottawa was the game that we circled on the calendar like last week. Okay, this is the game. Yep. If not Montreal, then Ottawa. And they did it. So that's, Tuesday was frustrating because they couldn't capitalize against a bad team. Today they could. And I think that's a win.
and I know that you're right, and we are throwing shade at the Edmonton Oilers, Ottawa Senators, same thing. Whatever.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, but and I get that, but I don't think it mattered if they beat a Pee-wee team from Shawinigan. I think it mattered. Like they just needed to get a win.
Yeah,
and so I think it's. I know the Ottawa Senators. You could say where they are in the standings. Honestly, it doesn't matter. They needed to get a win. And now that they've got to win, I'm not saying that maybe they might be able to win in Washington.
Ooh, and then
you heard the Blackhawks first.
The Blackhawks. Sorry, CHGO, if they're listening, because I guess why would they? That team stinks.
Yeah, but they're getting Celebrini no matter where they are.
I know. They've already got the jerseys printed. I've heard the conspiracy. They're there. I put the tinfoil hat on. The locker room's already got his name in it. Celebrini Bedard.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I think that's a winnable game. Chicago's a winnable game. They play them 2 times, right, in the next week?
Yep. 2 times.
There you go.
There you go. But all right, still a lot to get to. But first, I want to invite everybody. The Discord was popping tonight. There was a lot of, it was really funny. Like,
I can't keep up.
What happens in Discord sometimes is people get talking about something and then the Coyotes start scoring. So they keep talking about it. So tonight, everyone started talking about F1. And the Coyotes started scoring, so they just talked about F1 the whole night. It was really funny. I appreciate you all. I also saw.
And that's why someone said F in the chat then. Is that why?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah. But
F1.
Anywho, Discord's a blast. Becoming a diehard, not only do you get access to our Discord, where sometimes you get exclusive news and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys saw what the PHNX Cardinals crew did today. One-on-one interview with Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon. Phenomenal interview if you haven't checked it out. The PHNX diehards got that little tidbit first. So many perks, 20% off merch, 20% off events as well. So become a diehard today. And speaking of becoming a diehard, we had a blast with our diehards this past weekend at Hole in the Rock at Papago Park, one of the many places you can check in for AZ Adventure, part of the Arizona Lottery campaign this spring. It was so easy. You just show up, check in, and then you can go for the hike, or you can just enjoy the outdoors. There's a ton of different ways to win at the Arizona Lottery this spring. Like I said, Arizona Adventure, checking in, or you can enter your tickets online for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes. The Arizona Lottery is not just about playing games and winning prizes. It's also about giving back to the state and its communities. Visit azadventure.com for more information on how you can take an adventure for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes.
And while you're talking about adventures, let's do some sports adventures. Spring training is here. Suns are still playing. Coyotes are playing. And Craig knows this. Luke Combs is coming in June. J-Lo in July. And more importantly, the legend, Madonna, will be at the Footprint Center in 2 weeks. Turn back the clock to 1986, and I will be there. Game Time is the place for last-minute ticket deals. If you need tickets to any of these events and so much more, check out Game Time. It's the fastest growing ticket app in the country for a reason. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
In the spirit of Madonna, I'm going to make a promise now to our diehards. If the Coyotes win the draft lottery, Petey and I will Vogue. On camera. We'll Vogue. We'll do it.
Clip this. Somebody clip this. All right.
Okay.
You heard it here
I will
first.
do it. I will. I won't. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
No, I didn't clear this with Petey ahead of time. I want to let everyone.
If they get the first overall pick, yeah. Like yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure exactly what that entails, Craig, but I will learn.
Yeah. Well, it'll be black and white. It'll be amazing. Petey.
Buddy, she was huge back in the 80s, back in Minnesota.
Amazing. It's
Yep,
amazing.
Legend.
Oh my
2 weeks.
God.
Footprint Center. Game Time.
2 weeks? Where have I heard that before?
Oh God. Oh yeah.
How
All
about
right,
that? Are we happy for the staff too? Like, did you see Bill Nervig?
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
Like Tony Silva was laughing.
Yeah.
Tony Silva doesn't ever laugh. The equipment, the assistant equipment. Tony doesn't ever happy. Do you think I'm anxious and have high anxiety? You should see Tony Silva buzzing around there. Like he's got a million things on his mind, and the game's not one of them. I got to get those skates sharp. I got to get those sticks on the bus. Oh, we got to get there. Like he's buzzing on everything he's got to do, and he was happy. So happy for the staff. The players, yes. Coaches, yes. Staff, yes. Fans, absolutely. Enjoy.
Yes. Please enjoy, and let's keep the good vibes going. Let's like normally at this part of the show
this is normally we talk to Craig and everything slows way down.
This is where we're like, okay, let's break down a play that went wrong. Oh my God, the kill lifter just exploded on Petey's hand. But now we're gonna give out flowers, and we gave Veggie his flowers. He was definitely a contender for Dog and Him, but tonight's Dog and Him we're gonna give to the guy who scored the game-winning goal for the Arizona Coyotes, and that's Dylan Guenther. 1 goal, 1 assist, +1. Crazy good shot on him. Every time he shoots the puck, it's unreal. And it's just amazing to see what he's continued to do since getting called up. 7 goals in 23 games since his call up. And he hasn't really looked back.
Yeah, and he won't. I don't think he has to now. I mean, listen, there are a lot of people like, oh, he should have been up at the start of the season. No, he learned some things in Tucson. He worked on some things. He'll tell you that. Potts will tell you that. But when he came back, we all heard it was going to be temporary. And that was, listen, that's playing with him a little bit, right? You got to earn this. You're going to have to earn this if you want to stay here. Dylan Guenther has earned this. He's earned it.
I will say this, Craig, and just the vibe that we got, and you and I were both there that day, and you talked to Bill Armstrong and you talked to Bear the same day about the plan with Dylan Guenther, and I don't, maybe I'm wrong, and I don't want to mark your words here, but I don't think it was gamesmanship. I really believe the plan was at the time that it was short term, and in that situation, it's up to the kid. Yeah, it's up to the kid.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. It's listen, there's always the opportunity if you kick the goal. sees it.
And he did that. And I will think when you see that shot again today, and I know somebody said they're packing that stick up and sending it to the Hall of Fame, maybe a little premature, but having said that, when you look at his release from the goaltender's perspective, when you see that shot coming, like, and this is no affront to Dylan Guenther, he's not a big guy. He just isn't. And his release, he's almost standing straight up. It's not like he's leaning into that puck. It's not like you're going, oh my gosh, he's got a lot of weight behind this, because he looks like he's standing straight. And then he's just got this little move that he pulls the puck closer to him to get more leverage on it. And then it's just this, the release is so quick. And that shot from that space where he shot from today, goalies get that from there. But that release it's honestly, and I'm not trying to overstate this, it's exceptional. Like, that's an elite release. Like, you talk about how Matthews releases the puck. He's got that same move. And yes, Matthews is a better goal scorer at this point in his career. I'm not arguing with that. But the point is, they both pull the puck in toward their body and this quick movement with their wrist. That shot was amazing. Like, and I think it surprised the goaltender. I don't think he was ready for that to come in so hot.
Okay. Well said, Petey.
Well, I was waiting for Craig.
I was waiting for Craig, too.
Did you look at him? Because he looked like he was going to comment the whole time.
This is the hard part about when one person's at home.
But it also looked like then he froze for a minute. But I go, maybe there'll be audio.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. Oh,
by the way, can we give a shout out to Craig's set?
I mean, it looks like he's just in another room here at our
Which
studio.
It probably isn't a bad idea till we could like put him in another room here. But that, like, Craig, your set looks good. You look very nice. The lighting is very good. The audio this is the best he's ever been at home. Like, lighting, internet. Everyone
should have seen him pre-show. That was
that look was not good.
Oh, okay.
So well, very nice, Craig.
Let's keep going, giving out flowers. We're going to keep up on the good vibes.
I love the vibes.
We gave a shout out to Guenther. We gave a shout out to Veggie. We gave a shout out to Carcone. And let's give a shout out to Nick Schmaltz, who I think at this point owns the Ottawa Senators. He just absolutely dominates when he plays in Ottawa. Obviously, that 5-on-3, his 17th of the season. Matias Maccelli, too. He had he had the empty net goal tonight, but Matias Maccelli had a 3-point night in the end, that empty net goal, 2 assists.
I'm going to continue the show without all my excitement.
Oh, here we go.
Because the Diefenlock is here. I'm going to get up and hug the Diefenlock. Will you keep talking?
Okay. The Indy crew, the PHNX Cardinals crew, just got back from Indy. As we said, they did great work. And they just got back from the airport.
But now, I will say this about Shane Diefenlock. He does exceptional work here at PHNX. We just have not seen much of it lately because he was loaned out on the road. But now I've been assured.
On vacation.
Yeah, it might have been a vacation on Winnebago. I don't know. No, Craig said that. But I will say this. I have been told, he just said he's not coming to your party. I've been told by the brass here at PHNX. I've been assured by multiple people higher up in this company that the Diefenlock, and fans of the PHNX Coyote Show are going to be excited to hear this. The Diefenlock is going to be temporarily loaned to the PHNX Coyote Show, and we are going to create some very fun content in the very near future. And that's true, right?
That is true.
He's excited. I'm excited.
Everyone's shook that you just hugged someone.
Is it really?
Yeah, Petey, a hugger.
I think I'm a hugger. Am I a hugger? I think I do. People are surprised I'm just a happy, positive person spreading my positive vibe across the country.
Country, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't.
Okay, so Nick Schmaltz, how about
Nick Schmaltz? Changing the subject.
No, it's good. He got a couple goals in a game 2 games ago. He got this goal tonight. He's coming on pace now. I think 20 is clearly within reach for Nick Schmaltz. He needed to be a guy that can drive the offense, especially in the absence of Keller. And this is what I hate to. I'm going to turn it just a touch negative. This is what I want from Nick Schmaltz for 82 games. That's what I want. Nick Schmaltz is a 30-goal scorer in this league, and hockey people right now are cringing that I just said that. Nick Schmaltz is a 30-goal scorer in this league. Sorry, he is.
Here's the thing. If he's playing on a second line away with favorable matchups, he might be.
Yep.
He might. Yeah. And that on that note, I had a trade deadline primer today, and I discussed Nick Schmaltz at length. So just to give people a sense of this, he's not getting traded. They're not going to move him at the deadline. They may discuss this in the offseason. I'm not sure they'll move him then. Yeah, the backloaded contract is one thing, but they like Nick Schmaltz's analytics, actually. They really like the player. He probably is playing out of position like a lot of guys on this roster are, because they're lacking some pieces, but they like a lot of what they get from Nick Schmaltz. And then you see games like tonight and you're like, wow, he just has such elite skill. So I would expect Nick Schmaltz to be a Coyote for a while.
Okay, there you
you
go.
heard it.
You heard it here first, or you heard it in Craig's story first. Go PHNX.com. The other guy I mentioned before the Indy crew walked in, Matias Maccelli. I know it was an empty net goal. It was his 11th of the season, which ties his career high. And coming into today, Matias Maccelli had points in each of his last 4 games. So he's now riding a 5-game point streak. He was a guy, I think, for a lot of fans, he'd been a little bit quieter lately. So really glad to see that, he's starting to find the score sheet more and more often to again add that depth of scoring to this team, especially with Clayton Keller still out of the lineup.
One of the things I want to say about Maccelli, though, and I thought you saw it in play tonight on the power play pass, and he made another great pass for an assist earlier in the game, is when you look at the score sheet tonight, he had 1 shot, and it's the shot into the empty net. I know everybody's trying to stick with their strengths during this losing streak and trying to find a way, and Maccelli is a passer. We understand that. Now that they've gotten through that door, I'd like to see him get back to where he's shooting again. And I know we like that he passes and he's got beautiful playmaking abilities, but I hope now that they've gotten through the threshold of this losing streak that he can start shooting again, because he's got a really good shot. And I think he can be an effective, like Craig said, somebody add to secondary scoring.
Yeah, and you talk about that pass that he made earlier in the game. I think you're talking about the one to Lawson Krause when he sent it across the ice. Even the goaltender read that. The goaltender read that because he knew, it's Matias Maccelli. He's
right.
passing the puck. That's got to change. You've got to become more of a shooter to throw people off, to add to your game, and to help your teammates.
And I think last year it was one of those that nobody even knew who he was, right? And I think he was burst onto the scene, and so I think he was able to get away with that no-look pass a little more than he's now. And just think another season down the road, or another 2 seasons down the road, people are going to anticipate that, well, he's going to pass. So you're right. I think he does need to build that into his repertoire, and we've seen it. He's got it. The tools are there for this kid. Yeah, for sure. And so it's encouraging to see. And again, they need to find that secondary scoring down this last stretch.
Certainly they do. Well, it's just so fun to have a positive vibe show. It's been so long. Normally when it's OG's Flavoring Fridays, it's like, oh God, we need OGs to get through this. Well, now we're using OGs to help celebrate the good vibes. Happy Balance, Indica, Sativa, the big OGs. We've all needed the big OGs lately. Maybe the indie crew will be taking OGs to get to sleep later. Who knows? But make sure you check out OGs wherever you buy your gummies. They're locally scratch made here in Arizona, and they have some delicious flavors as well. So to learn more about OGs gummies and where you can find them, head on over to ogsbrands.com.
And as you saw from the indie crew, Shane rated the Circle K snack cart, as we all do today.
You mean the cart that is available to our entire staff because it is in a...
It's not on the communal table. It's available to our entire staff because it is the community Circle K snack bin. If you need a snack in our office, go to the Circle K snack bin. If you need a snack and you're out on the road, stop at the multiple Circle Ks in the valley or wherever you may live and get your Circle K snacks where they belong for everyone. But if they're my snacks, don't take my snacks. And that goes for you that are listening. Don't take mine. America's thirst stop, gas stop. And for the PHNX crew, it is also a snack stop. If you don't believe me, I challenge you to try the Circle K branded snacks, including my favorite, the plain kettle cooked chips. Make sure to sign up for the Circle K's free membership program, the Inner Circle. Save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. Save 3 cents per gallon every day after that. Get every 6th free of a selection of Circle K products, their pizza, their coffee, their ice-cold fountain drinks. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
I did go to Circle K for gas today. And you'll be proud to know I had in the 70s left miles.
I'm impressed.
Your voice is in my head.
It's good. It's very helpful. You're going to have to put it in sometime. It's not like you're saving money by not putting it in, unless you're Craig. But that's a whole other story.
Craig charges his
Circle
car.
K. And you know what? I was going to have the Circle K chips today, but I did it last game and they lost, so I decided not to. So I'll have it after.
Did you take them off the communal table?
They are no longer
They're
on
hidden at my
However,
desk.
I did hear something. I was not at the show yesterday. I couldn't make it, but I heard a rumor that one of the Coyotes PHNX staff members put their food on the communal table, their actual meal on the communal table, and it survived.
Craig, yeah.
Probably because nobody's in the office.
Oh. Well, Craig also threatened everyone. So.
Yeah, I did. That's true. Too.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. See, now it's not when are they going to get the win? When are they going to get their next win? I love how we completely change our tune on these. Washington, we got the brunch show, 11 a.m. on Sunday, 1 p.m. for those guys.
So excited.
Then it's home, Chicago home, Mini home, Detroit home. And what you can't see is that it's Chicago again on Sunday.
On the road?
On the road.
Wow.
So Chicago twice coming up in that week. So there's some opportunities. There's some wins there. Obviously, Detroit's been hot. Minnesota,
Minnesota is an up and down team. They still think they can make the playoffs. I'm not so sure.
Probably not after that loss to
we'll see.
Yesterday. Yeah, they're probably done. Yeah, Leah, can I plug some things that I got coming up next week?
This happened again where he took a breath, so I stopped.
He took a breath like he looked like he's going to talk, and there's this look on Craig's face. Leah, I know the Craig talking voice. Like he's got this look on his face, like I've got something to say and I'm going to say it.
The people listening on audio are probably like, what is going on?
But Craig looks like he's going to say something. Yeah. You know the look, and we know it. You have to have that in tuneness with your coworkers when they're going to speak, because we all want to speak. And so I go, Craig's going to say something important, and then he does.
Okay, Craig, what do you have to
Pitch
say?
Something. Yeah, like that. That was it. That was the Craig.
All right. So I for the diehards, I threw something in the Discord today because
I saw that.
Trade Central put out a really kind of a depressing tweet of where he is in his fandom, and so I threw some questions in for the diehards, and this is a diehard only content, obviously, because nobody else knows about it. Just getting a sense of how they feel about different levels of this organization, and I'm going to do a story on that Sunday. And I figured, okay, I'll just I'll do this today. I'll cut it off. First of all, it was just overwhelming the amount.
I know.
I could legitimately write like 20,000 words from the content that I got via email, DM, or actually in the Discord. So thank you all for participating. Thank you for your insights. That was a really interesting exercise, and I got some unbelievable responses. That'll be up on Sunday, hopefully before the game. I think it will be. And then during the week, I've got a few fun things planned. First of all, Petey and I are going to talk to the Athletics' Mark Lazarus. With the Blackhawks coming in town. Laz is maybe my favorite voice at the Athletic, just a terrific writer. Also has great insights on the Blackhawks and the NHL. So we'll have him on an audio-only podcast. And I got a bunch of stories. I'm looking at the pro scouting staff ahead of the trade deadline. I'm looking at the best and worst trade deadline moves in Coyotes history. Petey was there for all of them. And with the Detroit Red Wings coming in later in the week, I'm catching up with former Coyote Christian Fisher. Really looking forward.
Oh,
Fish. Oh, can't wait for that. Wow, lots of good stuff. Craig, the dialogue that was sparked in the Discord today was amazing.
Yeah, wasn't that neat?
And the irony is that it was Yotes Trade Central who started that. Well, now he's in our chat because he actually... So Yotes Trade Central lives in Ontario and drove to the game in Ottawa. And it was in our chat earlier, all caps, I can't hear, but I'm reporting live from the bus in Ottawa. Yotes win, baby, all caps. So it is funny how one win can really turn things around.
And I'll say this about Craig's little thing, and of course in the Discord, I'm not very good at it. And when you comment on someone else's comment, you see the start of the comment, and Craig's comment is all caps.
Yeah.
Diehards only.
Yeah.
And I kept scrolling up to find out when his damn comment was, but the responses to his comment were paragraphs.
Yeah.
And I started to read them, and you're like, oh, it's so insightful on what people really think. And I'm sure the responses you got in DMs and emails were just as enlightening. It's really interesting. And I'm really excited to pull all of that together and kind of let us know where people truly on this side of it stand, not somebody in a cab going to the airport. Like, that's not the meter of where this is on hockey in Arizona. Come on. That was, by the way, I missed that. That's stupid.
I need to apologize to the people who didn't get to respond because I had to cut it off at some point. Honestly, it was insane. I am going to do a fan survey in the off season that looks at a little more in depth at a lot of these topics. Just so you know, you'll have another opportunity to do this. When I started to look at how much copy I had coming in, I was like,
wow,
I don't know how I'm managing this. So that's going to be an interesting day tomorrow, trying to put it all together.
Craig, I know you touched on this, but this is about the fandom and the fan base's feelings toward an organization. And I know last night, I don't know how in depth you talked about Burnside and his comment. Did you guys talk about it at length in the cab?
We just poked fun at it by doing Canadian scenarios.
Well, so everybody, most people know the story. Scott Burnside's a writer, and he was taking a cab ride to the airport in Phoenix, and nobody knew. The cab driver didn't know about hockey. Is that the gist, Craig?
Oh, he said he was in Phoenix and nobody talked about hockey.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we traveled a lot, and this is going somewhere, by the way. Craig and I have traveled a lot. We have a lot of stories about traveling. I'm getting there. Just wait. It's got to follow the map. But I've ridden in. Well, I don't ride cabs anymore because there's Uber. So, but I've been in tons of cabs across North America. Do you know how many of them knew anything about hockey?
Not many.
Like maybe the guy in Vancouver, maybe, and
but
maybe the guy in Toronto.
Right? Even beyond, okay, I go to New York. You guys know every year I do that trip.
Yes.
And there's 3 games. When I'm outside of the arena,
never hockey. Don't talk about it.
In New York City either.
No.
Oh, I guess it's not a hockey market. It's just a stupid.
Tweet. It's one of the dumbest comments I've ever seen. Like, are you kidding? You know where they talk about it is in a few Canadian Winnipeg, because there's nobody else there, and literally nothing else to do. I get it, but you go to some of these other cities. Do you think everybody on the streets talking about that sport? Do you think in Detroit right now they're talking? No, they're talking about the Lions. And baseball's coming. You can go to Chicago. I bet you can walk through tons of neighborhoods in Chicago and nobody's talking about hockey. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But so anyway, a big surprise. By the way, it's 80 degrees. There's other shit to do here besides what there is to do in Ottawa, for God's sakes. Like, Jesus Christ. You can go out and golf. You can do other fun things here in Arizona. And if the team was in the Western Finals, if they were in the Western Finals, they'd be buzzing about hockey. So just relax. Having said that, Craig and I had the opportunity to talk about the road, because who doesn't want to listen to Craig and I talk more? Right, Craig?
Everybody wants to hear us talk, Petey.
So we are releasing an audio-only podcast tomorrow.
Yep.
And it is called Tales from the Road, the Craig and Petey edition. And I will tell you this. Craig worked so hard on the special effects for the intro. You have to, I'm not even going to tell you what it was, but you just have to tune in to hear the Craig special effects. He worked days to create the intro for the Tales from the Road bit. And by the way, there are a lot of fun stories. We talk about cities, we talk about food, we talk about events, we talk about buildings and travel and planes and trains and automobiles. Absolutely, it's a listen. And I'm not kidding. It's a lot of fun. So it'll be up tomorrow, audio only. So make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcast so you don't miss out on this one for Craig's intro alone. And you can find out where Craig's favorite restaurants are in North America.
By the way, Petey, we went into that podcast thinking, okay, we don't have a guest. This will be a short show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cursed.
Yeah. We could have gone 2 hours. We didn't. Yeah. It's 42 minutes, 47 minutes.
It's like 46 minutes. Yeah.
But honestly, tune in. It's really good. We kind of give you a look behind the curtain.
We haven't done a Tales from the Road in ages, and they used to be so fun.
It's a look behind the curtain on what travel's really like, what the players do on the road, what the staff does on the road. It's fun. So tune in.
Absolutely. I can't wait to listen. I want to get to a few of the comments because the chat has been buzzing tonight and we really appreciate you all. Be sure again to hit the like button. All right. I think we left off at Riley Riles sent us a super chat. Riley Riles in Alaska. Yotes going on a streak in March for my birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Riley.
Happy birthday.
I hope they get the win for you.
Buffet. Brunch. Not buffet. Brunch. The brunch show. Riley's birthday. Riley Riles' birthday on the brunch show.
Yeah. There you go.
Can't wait. Happy birthday.
$5 super chat from Andrew. The Yotes won. They actually won. I can't believe it. Hockey can be fun. Who knew? Andrew, not us. Oh, wait. Okay, Petey, you weren't here last night. So Andrew decided to become a Coyotes fan during the All-Star break. So Andrew has never witnessed a Coyotes win in his fandom.
Andrew, they can be fun. And just wait. Again, you pick the right time to start. Just kind of ease into it. But I'm telling
It's
you,
only up from here,
just
Andrew.
be patient because the good times are ahead. And over the summer, you'll get to learn all of our draft picks and guys in the pipeline. There's good things ahead. Heard it here first.
And then we have another super chat for Roaring Fork. Topic for a show next week. Should the NHL have games on the trade deadline?
Oh,
The right answer is no. We don't even need the topic because that's the answer. No.
It's the dumbest. Why do you do that?
No clue.
Wait, pulling guys like that's just dumb.
Yep.
It's dumb. Because then you got to play. You play with short rosters. You got guys missing games. It's just dumb. Guys are so nervous. Just let everybody sit by the phone and clean it all up and play games the next day. How hard is that? I don't understand. They don't play on a lot of days. There are no games. Let's just make that one of them. Do they do that in other sports? Anyone?
NBA they play, I think.
I think they do too.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
Stop.
Yeah.
Add it to your list. Did you see Hub City Productions comment?
Oh, there were enough cowboy hats to say, quote, it was a home game.
Craig, did you notice that cowboy
Country
hats?
night?
At Country Night? I want
Great
one.
tunes in the building.
Great tunes. I want one of those hats.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fun.
think I can get one, but I want one.
Country guy. Nope.
A lot of comments too about the Mullet Magician. Unfortunately, it was a road win. The Mullet Magician, he is still... I mean, he's our number one suspect for being the snack thief. We haven't seen him in so long, but hopefully next week against Chicago, he'll make his return.
I saw him spinning a sign.
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing. I think actually that's actually brilliant.
Oh boy! All right, let's take a look at the punch card. There's finally
my god, the punch card. We forgot about the punch card.
Hey! That's
Game
all we need
60.
to say.
It's a beautiful.
Who was
that? Who was that?
They did it.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at Danielle, the magic behind the Mac.
They did it.
Wow, that's really cool.
Wow.
60, defy the odds. That's the first green check mark in 2 complete rows.
Crazy.
Never happened. Never happened since the birth of PHNX.
Crazy. Just crazy.
It is crazy.
Oh,
that was very good, Danielle.
Yes, thank you. We needed that positivity.
You can tell it's in OG's Flavoring Fridays.
It's
just that kind of vibe.
It definitely has the vibes of Flavoring Friday. And by the way, Danielle really came in ready for tonight because Danielle walked into the office today wearing the I Heart Scottsdale Moms shirt and said, I'm manifesting this win. And truly, I believe that was part of the reason.
It was nice to hear Scottsdale Mom.
It really
to start
was.
the show. It's been so long since we've heard Scottsdale Mom. What a wonderful song. Get it on Spotify. That's free advertising.
Yes.
Scottsdale Mom. Check it out if you want to hear the whole entire song.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. It's just the win vibes.
No, it's funny because we do sit here and we go through these with everyone else. And I know people get frustrated and they get angry. And I did again tonight. It's going to happen again. And they're going to find a way to lose. And it's just that it's just a different vibe. You just feel like, okay, it's just better. And I know it doesn't solve all the problems of this organization. And I know they're not a playoff team. And I know Canadian markets are still going to make fun of Arizona Coyote fans tomorrow because the world continues to go around. I get it. But for this one fleeting moment, the Arizona Coyotes are winners.
It's so true. We have to just hold on to this.
So embrace the moment.
We have to embrace it.
Yes.
For sure.
Sports. Oh, can I say one more thing about sports? Or would you guys want to get home?
Go for it. So,
Craig, it's like I'm talking to Craig. And so everybody else can listen in if they want to. But I was on my computer today. My computer's very old. It has a multitude of old archival things on it. It's a very old computer. And I was looking for a picture, and that'll come into play on Sunday's show, the picture I was looking for. But I also find a little folder full of videos. And one of the videos was when the Arizona Coyotes landed back at the airport in 2012. And when the line of people were lined up at the airport after the win against Chicago. And it was, oh my goodness, I got to show it to Leah. I go, oh my gosh, look how exciting it is. And the very next video was a highlight reel of the 2012 playoffs. And
that did set the vibes for the night.
It was.
Because we watched that.
I'm telling you, and this is not a joke. I'm not making this up. This is true. I literally had goosebumps. And I took me back to that moment. And I turned to Leah and I said, this is what sports are. That's why you need sports, because when that moment happens and you're a part of it and you're a part of that community and that group that can go through it together, I said, that's what PHNX needs. They need that moment. And it was unbelievable. And I want this community to get that opportunity to see this franchise win. I want them to see this franchise make it to the playoffs, have another whiteout, and just fill that brand new building and just be a part of something special. And then we can all go, that's sports. That's why we love sports. That's why we have sports. That's why we follow teams. That's why we have PHNX, so we can all do this together. And that was a moment, and I'm not making this up. It gave me chills, and I want to experience that with this group of people. Thank you.
I do too. I really do
and
too.
Craig was along for that ride, and it's something special. When you can do a ride like that with people you care about and a community you care about, it's really something special.
Well, and the best part is we would celebrate by drinking Four Peaks beer.
Buddy.
I mean,
I have one on set today.
Petey is drinking a kilt lifter, and we're going to be back at Four Peaks. We were just there. We're going back on March 24th for the official PHNX Coyotes takeover and pregame party for the Coyotes game against the Dallas Stars on Sunday, March 24th. The link is currently pinned in our Discord channel, so the tickets are available to diehards first. We'll be opening them up to the public on Monday. There's a limited number of game tickets available. There's 2 ticket options. You can either get the pregame party tickets only if you already have a game ticket or can't make the game, but that includes food and drink. And then if you could buy the whole package, that also includes a game ticket. Again, the game ticket availability is very limited, so if you're a diehard, you get first crack at it, and then we'll put them on sale to everybody else on
But we're
Monday.
all going to be at Four Peaks.
We're all going to be at Four Peaks beforehand. It's going to be a blast. I had the peach the other day for this warm, the weather's starting to get warmer. Wow, golden lager, peach, it's all hitting. And I'm sure the Four Peaks will be flowing at Craig's St. Patty's party in a couple weeks.
Have you made that call yet, Craig?
Which call?
To Max to call
like,
Four
remember
Peaks?
Four Peaks gave us beer for it last year?
Max is taking care of it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Max is always there for us.
Because Four Peaks,
and Four Peaks takes care
makes
of us.
a party a party.
It really does. It really does. So make sure you grab your Four Peaks. Visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite beers and events. Check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please enjoy responsibly.
I'm just reading Dinesh's comment. No, I'm sorry. I was reading Dinesh's comment and I got distracted, which I'll get back to in a minute because I have to do business. We have to bet on things. We're supposed to bet on things. We bet on things here today.
I bet on stuff today.
A BetMGM is the official sports book of PHNX. Sports are more fun when you have skin in the game. It's March 1st. You know what that means? March Madness. You have to bet on March Madness because you want skin in the game. Hockey playoffs are coming. NASCAR is coming to Arizona. Opening day baseball a month away. Get in the game. Leah was on bets again today. She had Bedsy over 29.5 saves, and it hit. Unfortunately, her Kerfoot point just missed on his breakaway.
I did mention Maccelli point, so hopefully someone took that.
did have Schmaltz anytime scored tonight, so I hit. Sports is more fun when you have skin in the game. Use BetMGM Sportsbook app. All you have to do is sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Use the bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application for at least $5. You will receive $150 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. Check out the show notes for full details. And now, listen to Damon talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms. This promotional offer is not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
I want to go back to Dinesh, who's up in Edmonton. So he's probably cold, which is understandable. But Dinesh said that in Edmonton, we care about hockey. They won 5 cups. They care about McJesus, and McJesus will probably win 5 cups on his own. And they care about hockey. I will say this. I agree. The passion for Edmonton is there about hockey. If you get a cab driver in Edmonton, he might know about the hockey game. He might know about the hockey game. And I do wish you the best of luck. I don't think the Cup's coming back to Edmonton anytime soon. Sorry, Dinesh. Maybe I'm a realist. I love McDavid. I love Draisaitl. I just don't think the team's deep enough. I don't think they defend well enough, and I don't like their goaltending. So I don't think they're going to win a cup anytime soon. And I don't know if they'll win one with McDavid there.
Ooh.
Sorry. That's a tall order.
Hot take?
Sorry. Look at Eichel had to get out of Buffalo to win a cup. I'm not saying McDavid won't win a cup. I don't think McDavid will win a cup in Edmonton.
Leon's going into the last year of his contract next year too. So, they better get them done really soon, or it could all break.
Yeah, I just don't think the stars are going to line from. And here's the biggest reason. I think of any sports fan anywhere in the world with any team, I sincerely believe this. I think it's the hardest trophy in sports to win. I think when you watch the war that a player needs to go through to win a Stanley Cup, how long it takes, how physically and emotionally draining it is so hard to win. You are better off betting against everybody because it is so hard to win. It is so hard to win, and I just don't think that the Edmonton Oilers are there. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean to Dinesh. I am glad he's listening from Edmonton. Now go down. I'll meet you at Sherlock Holmes next time I'm in town. Stan the man from Newfoundland. If you know, you know.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I love that bar.
Quick nugget before we wrak.
We didn't talk about Sherlock Holmes on our road show.
Well, we'll have to do another one this summer.
Well, Craig and I, every time we need to fill in time, we'll do a road show.
Anywho, so if you guys remember, this time last year was all of the people sitting out for trade-related reasons.
Oh, somebody did that, yeah.
So 1 year ago today, the Ottawa Senators acquired Jacob Chychrun from the Arizona Coyotes, and tonight the Arizona Coyotes faced Jacob Chychrun and the Ottawa Senators.
Wow.
So it feels like a very storybook full circle moment. Isn't that crazy?
It is. It came full circle. How did it work out for Jacob? How long will he be an Ottawa Senator? Will be interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
Brett,
welcome
back.
I want to point something out as well. The Sun Devils are at home for their final home series of the season. They're playing Long Island. They're on the ice right now, and they'll play again tomorrow night. So if you want to catch the last home game of the Sun Devils season, you can get out there tomorrow night. I think it's a 5:00 game. Too bad for ASU. They're not going to make the tournament this year. They're probably going to finish top 20 in the pairwise. I was talking to Greg Powers about this. I wonder if it's time to expand the field just a little bit. When you look at the top 20 teams in the NCAA field, those are all really good teams. ASU is going to win. I don't know how many. They have 21 wins right now with 4 games left to play. Could conceivably win 25 games and not make the NCAA tournament, which is pretty crazy to think about. But still think that they're building something there. Next year they go into a conference. So really good season for Arizona State. I think things are still building. And if you want to catch the last game, you can get out there tomorrow night.
There you go. And one last thing while we're talking about Arizona hockey, Tucson Roadrunners currently up 2-1 on Henderson at the end of the first period. Josh Doan and Max Zuba with the goals for Tucson.
Roommates.
So there you have it. Josh scored a minute 38 into the game as well.
That's a team that needs to win badly, too. They're in one right now. They've fallen to third place. They're in danger. I mean, that team could finish as low as 7th now. And just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about them maybe winning the Pacific Division title. So hang on, Tucson. We want to go watch some playoff hockey. We want to get down there and watch some meaningful hockey.
Absolutely. Any other comments before we wrap up? Did we hit all the super chats, right, Danielle? We're good on the super chats? Okay. Petey, any final thoughts before we
No,
up?
I'm good.
Okay.
I could argue with Dinesh all night. It just doesn't not worth my time. We talk about
salaries. This is the positive
salaries and
vibes
expectations, and they spend 3 times as much on their defense as the Coyotes do. And I could say all those things, but I won't.
This is the good vibes.
You know, it was great. It's a huge win. My wrap up on this is this team needed a win. It didn't matter how, who, what. They just needed to get a win because I think the losing had just seeped into every fiber of this team's being. And now that is gone. The weight has been lifted off their shoulders. They can get up. The sun will come up tomorrow in Washington, D.C. They really need us. I think the fan base needed this. I think everyone can go to bed happy and feel good about their team today. And then Sunday, we'll worry about Sunday. But today, this was a huge win. I think they all pulled up their bootstraps. And if Clayton Keller can play on Sunday in Washington, I would look for Clayton Keller to have a very good game. If he gets back in the lineup, take Clayton Keller as an anytime goal scorer.
From capital to capital, the Coyotes are traveling.
Oh, look at that.
Look at Leah pulling out facts.
Oh boy. Well, this has been a fun one. Thank you
fun.
again to everybody here in the chat or listening or watching later. Be sure to hit the thumbs up on this video. If you're listening on audio, hit the little 5-star button to leave us a 5-star review. And make sure you check out Petey and Craig's Tales from the Road, dropping tomorrow morning, audio only, wherever you get your podcast. So don't miss out on that. You can follow us on Twitter at SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Abracadanielle. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. Make sure you subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel so you don't miss all of our shows and all the shows of all the other PHNX beats. If you're just a Valley sports fan in general, everyone does great work. And I feel like I want to just commend everyone for what they've been doing lately, because it's been a really cool time here at PHNX Sports. And check out everybody's great work at gophnx.com as well. We'll be off tomorrow. Again, check out that audio episode, and then we'll be back. And you can imagine an 11 a.m. game start. The three of us are going to be buzzing. Danielle, not sure about. So if anything goes wrong production-wise, we know why. But I think the content from the three hosts, we're going to be buzzing on Sunday. Craig would like to speak. He's holding up his finger, so I know that he wants to speak.
Who's making breakfast?
I mean, that has you written all over it.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that even in doubt?
You won't eat it, though. You won't eat it.
If you make oatmeal with chia seeds, walnuts, and blueberries, all in.
Hey, I have an extra.
If you make pastries and cinnamon rolls with icing, no.
I have an extra Andre Tourigny maple syrup I can bring in.
How about the e-bug tonight?
Oh, we need to mention that. The e-bug in Ottawa tonight was Andre Tourigny's son.
That is unreal. I was so hoping there was some kind of a way that could have happened, but it just didn't.
No, we did. Can you imagine that if he gets into the game and then ends up in Ottawa rallies and his son ends up
he gets the win against his dad?
He would never live
Imagine
that down.
Christmas at the Tourney house tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
next Christmas, not tomorrow. Maybe every day's Christmas at his house. Leah, laugh.
Okay.
Laugh if you must.
Another super chat from Mike. We win in DC. Mike, we'll carry that energy going forward into the weekend.
Fired up about the Leafs.
Yeah, I know Brett's. But Brett was here on the Leafs game.
It's great.
And Brett was a great sport in our
Leafs
chat.
go.
So.
Good luck.
Oh boy. All right, everyone. This has been, we're approaching midnight. That is true, Danielle. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you all on Sunday.
We all silly like the mayor.